We're basically Taylor Swift and her team.
Why?
Well, bad carbon footprint yesterday.
Oh, yeah. We flew into Calgary for a work thing and then had to fly home
The same
last
day.
night. I've never done that before.
Me neither. I don't know if I can handle it. So sending lots of love and light to those of you that have to do work trips, flying in and out of cities on the same day. How?
It's a lot. I was just really disappointed, too. I heard there's a Chick-fil-A in the Calgary airport, but I didn't walk by it.
You didn't see it?
I would have definitely got some Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
That was what I was most excited about.
Dang.
Anyway, so no more of that, okay? No more carbon footprint. But also, I'm tired.
I'm so tired today. So who knows what you're going to hear on the podcast today. It might be great. It might be terrible. I'll probably add the same break in twice because that's what I do when I'm exhausted.
Yeah, you do that quite a bit.
We wanted to give some shout outs to some dedicated podcast listeners. We appreciate you reaching out, and feel free to slide into our DMs if you want some love on the pod, or maybe your kids listen and you want to give them a surprise little shout out. We'd love that. So much love to Donna who listens to the show from Lexington, Kentucky. Shane from Leduc, who also knows his buddies Mike and Nick, listen to the pod.
Hell yeah.
Much love. Shout out to Thumper John, Tom from Pittsburgh, who listens not once, but sometimes twice a day when he's driving around.
Really?
Yep. I feel like we should also give some love to Tom's dog, Dash.
Okay.
Who's always with him listening. That's another thing we need to do, start giving shout outs to people's dogs who have to endure our podcast on a daily basis.
This is going too far.
Hey, I haven't checked if we hit our goal for podcast listens last month. Should I check right now?
Go and do it right now.
Live. It was almost like we were in our own little multi-level marketing scheme where we were just pushing people to pay attention to us. Okay, let's see.
Oh, she's going to cry again for sure. You've cried a lot this week, eh?
I have been crying nonstop. Okay, so May 1st to the 31st, we didn't do it.
This is your fault.
This is your fault. No, this is the listener's fault. I'm deleting all of those shout outs.
This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
Came across something pretty hilarious. A teacher recapping just something that they decided to do with the kids. It didn't go over real well. You ready for this?
Yeah, so it is nearing the end of the school year, which is wild to think, by the way.
Yeah.
It's June?
It sneaks up on you like every year. Hey, it didn't when you were in school.
No, it felt like an eternity.
Yeah. But like with kids, it's like, what do you mean summer holidays is coming up? Anyway, this is a teacher, KD Nurak, 33 on Twitter, who posted, with 2 weeks left of school, I decided to let the kids sit wherever they want. The boys all put their desks in one big group and named it Fart Island. The girls made a similar group and named it the Tortured Poets Department.
That's the best.
Just lines up, eh? And then she continued. The boys promptly changed their island name to the Tortured Poets Department. And the girls are now singing We're Never Getting Back Together towards the boys at full volume. What have I done?
I mean, sounds really entertaining as a teacher.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like she was all that entertained.
Fart Island?
She started it and didn't go real well.
Here's a headline that I never thought I would read unless it was on a satire website. World's first drug to regrow teeth is here. So this groundbreaking breakthrough in medicine is going to be shocking the field of dentistry. So there's a pharmacy in Japan that has a startup, and they are preparing to launch human clinical trials next year on this new drug that's already shown some pretty successful results in growing new teeth in animals, which they've successfully grown some new teeth in mice so far. So we'll see how that goes.
Imagine if it was human teeth.
We screwed up. Or like the opposite, like you take the drug and all of a sudden you have mice teeth.
Little mouse teeth.
And you're like, oh, all I want is cheese. All I want to do is get into somebody's chef hat and help them cook some pasta.
What happens if the teeth grow in, but in the wrong spot?
Yeah, do you have to get braces on the teeth that grow in?
know.
Are they going to come in perfect? Or are they going to come in like all crooked,
Yeah.
which is fine too. I think that having unique teeth is great.
A lot of questions, though.
A lot of
about this.
questions, but if successful, the medicine could be available for approval by 2030.
Have you heard of magnet fishing before?
No.
So they use big magnets, drop them in with like a rope or a thick fishing line, and then they haul them in and see what kind of items that they can get.
I don't think I'm that curious of a person. I think I'd rather not know.
You know what I'd be worried about?
I'd be terrified.
It being gross.
Exactly.
Like the slime, you pull a bike out of there. I don't want to clean that thing.
I don't want to know what's in the ocean. It's none of my business.
Yeah, well, people aren't doing this in the ocean. You'd need a long rope for that.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. So this is just like your local lake.
There is a couple in Queens, New York, who managed to pull out a safe, but they got into it. They've found a few safes now, apparently. This couple.
Whoa, who's throwing their safe in the water?
I don't know.
What are you trying to hide?
Probably stolen from somebody's house is my guess, and then the criminals couldn't figure out how to get into it.
Okay.
So they wanted to just ditch the evidence, right?
Yeah.
But they managed to get into this safe, and it had $130,000 in it. But most of it was completely water damaged.
That's why Canadian money is where it's at.
Yeah, that's true,
that
actually.
can
I
go in
didn't
the
think
wash.
about that.
No problem.
Yeah, if you found a Canadian safe, you'd be all right. But most of the bills weren't usable. Then they took it to police to say, like, hey, we found this. But
No, those are good humans. That's good karma,
no.
Ryder.
What do you mean good karma?
That's good karma.
I get, like, if you find somebody's wallet, returning it.
Always, with all the money still in it.
But a
You
safe in a bottom of a lake, you think the police were really looking for that? I don't know. If I found a safe in the bottom of a lake.
Yeah, you would keep it forever because you're a hoarder.
No, but
Stack it up in your garage.
if I was with somebody and they're like, we can probably take this to the police.
You'd be like, beat it, nerd.
Shut up, loser. I heard an interview. Cheryl Burke from Dancing with the Stars
Okay.
has a suggestion to anybody who is a competitor on the show. And then we'll break into why coming up next. But this is what she had to say.
Be single if you do Dancing with Stars. That's all I'm saying.
Be single. Apparently, like numerous times now, people have gone into Dancing with the Stars in relationships, ended up falling for their dance partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's very intimate.
Yeah, and like
You're alone in the studio all day rehearsing.
putting yourself out there, touching,
Yeah.
smelling each other's necks,
Being flexible.
and then all of a sudden it's
All of a sudden, you're in love.
you're going at it on the floor.
Away she goes.
Way she goes. But yeah, she
It's a good
says
tip.
if you're gonna do Dancing with the Stars, go in single. Who was the celebrity that ended up in a relationship for quite some time? One of the girls from Selling Sunset.
Chriselle?
Yeah, didn't she end up with her dance partner for quite some time on that? I think she did. So if you had a partner who was like, "Hey, I got asked to be in Dancing with the Stars," where are you at?
I would say I can't touch my toes, so I'm out.
No, they're not asking you to be in Dancing with the Stars. If you were with somebody who was asked to be on Dancing with the Stars.
I'd say no.
It is time for the top 7 at 7, and today we wanted to count down the top 7 worst appetizers. This after you had a pretty heavy conversation about one of the items on the list. We'll make mention of what somebody compared it to that now you want it on the list.
It might ruin an appetizer for you. Just a heads up.
Mm-hmm. Coming in at number 7 for the worst appies, blooming onion.
I actually quite enjoy it with the sauce that it comes with.
But that's just because the sauce is good, right?
You're right. Like anything would taste good in that sauce. What even is it? It's like a...
Dip your finger in the sauce and it's good.
It's like a Thousand Island or something.
Yeah.
There's something good going on
Chipotle
there.
mayo, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right. And it's good at first. First couple bites are great. And then it just starts to get messy. It crumbles everywhere.
And like, listen, some of these on the list can be done very well. We're just like generalizing them all.
Yeah, ones that when the bill comes, you're like, oh, we really didn't need that appetizer.
Yeah.
Especially when it's $17.
Coming in at number 6, we've got a lot of these are going to get you fired up, but we got steak bites on there because quite often they'll just use like the worst cut of steak that they have. It's chewy. You almost choke on it.
Yeah.
And again, it's just totally dependent on the sauce.
The sauce needs to be good.
Give me a steak bite with a ribeye. Hell yeah.
But that's just
I'm
never
here
going to
for it.
happen.
Right. Or like burnt ends when they cut the end of the brisket. Like now we're talking steak bites. But your average steak bite.
The burnt ends at Honey Honey are really good. Just a heads up.
It's from Smoke Next Door.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. Coming in at number 5, we've got calamari. And this is what started this whole conversation.
Yeah, it did.
Somebody said it tastes like rubber.
Like rolled up.
Rubber. Yeah, we don't have to get into
We
details.
don't have to get into it, but deep fried, rolled up, let's say hair elastics.
Okay.
That's another great example. Like, that's kind of what we're rolling with here.
Coming in at number 4. This is going to get some people fired up. Nachos. And listen, you can get an amazing plate of nachos, but quite often, it seems like most places have transitioned to putting 3 full bags of nachos
A little bit of cheese.
into a tractor tire.
Yeah.
And then dusting it with cheese.
And that sometimes the cheese is like hardened. It's not even gooey.
Shout out to any place that does nachos right, because it's one of the most elite. It could be on the top 7 best appies as well.
It should be.
Yeah.
But there's enough places that just don't do it right that make it has to be on the top 7 worst appetizers.
Like they use the thin nachos, and then when you go to dip it in, it breaks because they kind of burnt the nachos.
Or their salsa and sour cream on the side is in the smallest ramekin I've ever seen.
Yeah, you can't get in there.
That's a ramekin for a mouse to enjoy a plate of nachos.
Coming in at number 3, bone-in dry ribs. Boneless dry ribs, elite.
I don't know where you find boneless dry ribs.
Every golf course, every hockey rink.
Oh.
Grow up.
I didn't know. I always get the chicken fingers.
But the bone-in dry ribs, because quite often, you're looking at about 92% bone.
And 92% pepper in your teeth for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you floss or use your water pick.
It's true.
It's just like a part of your anatomy now. You are half a pepper shaker.
There's more pepper than there is meat on those bad boys quite often. Coming in at number 2, we've got pretzels, like the big pretzels, soft pretzels. And the reason that's on the list is because if the salt is forgotten, all of a sudden it just sucks.
I had one at an LA Dodgers game, and I was so excited to sit down and enjoy a pretzel. There was no cheese sauce, first of all, and then no salt.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I was like, this is a bagel.
It's an old loaf of bread.
Yeah. I threw it and it knocked someone out. But I do have to give a little shout out to the St. Albert bowling alley. Got a soft pretzel there. This salt game is strong, and the hot cheese sauce was elite.
It was like pre-packaged, but whatever.
But
So
it was
good.
so good. Kind of concerning now that I'm thinking about it, because wasn't it in a little plastic thing? Did they microwave that?
I don't know.
Who cares? It was delicious.
Coming in at number 1 for the worst appetizers, deep fried pickles.
Yeah, you want an injury? You want a 3rd-degree burn across your cheek? Bite into one of these.
You want to know how not hot the thing you're about to eat is? Oh, have a deep fried pickle, because you'll have no idea. It might slide out of there cold. It might come out absolutely scorching.
Yeah, half the time when I meet people and they say, you want to know how I got these scars? I'm like, deep fried pickle, I assume.
Well, and the other issue, like I'm a huge pickle guy.
Yeah.
And I like them in all forms.
Ryder likes pickles so much that when he goes through a drive-thru, he lies and says it's his birthday just so he can get more than one extra pickle when he says, extra pickles, please.
Yep. The problem with deep fried pickles quite often is the skin on the pickle is too thick. So when you bite, you get through the deep fried part, you get through the soft part of the pickle.
But not the bottom.
But then they're like, the skin of the pickle is too like...
Yeah, and then it slides out.
Slides out. Screw them.
Wait, I just thought of a brilliant appetizer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say idea. A knife.
No. What if you still got that pickle flavor, but it was just the deep fried layer? So the pickle's not even in it. It's just
No.
It's
Terrible idea. That would be number one on the list of the worst appies if you ever tried to release one of those.
True, and I'm just trying to visualize dipping it in a sauce and it would just break.
Yeah. The top 7 worst appetizers. We're always here for your opinions. If you have strong ones, let us know. Every once in a while, we'll fire open the DMs and we have a message from a listener who has a question for us. Today's seems like a pretty obvious answer, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So a guy was out on a date with a girl that he had met on Tinder.
It was one of their first dates?
Yeah.
Okay.
She went to the bathroom and the waitress gave him her phone number. And he's just wondering if it's too creepy to find a new person to date while you're on a date.
I think it's totally acceptable, especially if you're honest with the person you're on the date with and you don't continue seeing them.
Yeah, don't ghost them. Just say, hey, I'm not interested. And then, yeah. The waitress knows you were on a date, too, so it's not like you're hiding anything from her.
Yeah, and let's be real. The waitress is picking up on the vibe. She wouldn't do it if there was a connection between you and your date.
Every time I see a story like this, though, I do feel for the one person that's involved that kind of loses out.
Yeah, unless they weren't interested either. Maybe they were in the bathroom texting another person.
That's true. What is something that you thought was a rich people thing when you were a kid? An underground pool? I still kind of feel that.
Yeah, me too.
Full closets of clothes? It's interesting.
High ceilings. That was the one for me.
Okay. I know that a lot of people were blown away. We had an intercom system in my house growing up. No.
Nepo baby. Nepo baby energy.
What? It was like an old piece of crap. It was pretty much a two-way radio that was strapped to the wall.
And your mom probably used it and none of you listened.
Well, she'd use it to wake us up so she didn't have to walk downstairs because
the house was so big?
No.
Okay.
Don't.
Well, Cody says water or ice dispensers in their fridge. That is such a good answer.
Good answer.
I was so jealous of that. Haley says matching bedroom sets. Nowadays, it's when people have throw pillows. Johnny texted in saying when people had a trampoline. Mm-hmm. Still amazing answers coming through. This first-time texter says Disney movies.
For me, it was when you go to your friend's house and there was that room at the front of the house. It had really nice furniture in it. There was no TV. The carpets were vacuumed in a pattern. You could see the lines. And everything was meticulously decorated. And it was we don't go in that room.
Yeah,
that's
kids
a good
are not
one.
allowed in there.
If they had a room that kids weren't allowed.
That's where TV's in the basement. That's where the kids go.
Yeah.
100%.
Have a good one.
You too.
5 simple words, $1,000. It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
We are joined by Mike, caller 7, ready to win $1,000, my friend.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
A 10-year-old did it yesterday. Just a heads up.
No pressure.
Nah, no pressure at all.
I saw somebody say, man, if kids got through every day, you guys would go broke quick. And it's actually true. I think 2 of our last $3,000 winners have been under the age of 13.
Well, I just dropped off my kids at daycare, so I could have waited.
Oh, you needed the help, maybe, Mike.
All right, here's how the game works. You're going to pick a teammate, either Lisa or myself, who will leave the room. We're then going to give you 5 words. You tell us the first word that comes to mind for each. We'll invite your teammate back in, play the same game with them. For every answer that matches, it's $25, but if you hit them all, it's $1,000. Who are you rolling with today?
I want to go with Lisa's words.
Nice. Oh, my
Lisa's words today.
Okay, love that. All right, get out of here, Ryder.
You threw us a curveball.
I know.
There.
I was ready to get up and out of here. All right, Mike, I'm starting that 25-second timer after the first word, okay?
All right.
What comes to your mind when I say sharp?
Knife.
Barbie.
Doll.
Friendship.
Bracelet.
Math.
Numbers.
Open.
Clothes.
Oh, great answers. I actually don't know if you could hear my timer, but you still had 7 seconds left. Come back in, Ryder. I think you got so excited to leave. Did you forget to turn on my timer? Potentially? I don't know. Could you hear it, Mike?
Nope, but I knew I didn't need it.
Oh, the confidence. We love to see that. I don't know if anyone could hear my timer. Mike said he couldn't.
Okay, well, that's your fault because I put the button on, so.
What?
Yeah.
Who cares? Got it done in about 7 seconds. Are you ready for this?
Oh, really?
Well, that's what it felt like. Ryder, what comes to your mind when I say open?
Close.
$25. Math.
Math. There's 2 words here. Math. I'm going to say school.
No. Numbers.
That was my
Worse.
other
I
word.
was so excited to make history today because I thought we could get it done. What comes to mind when I say friendship?
Bracelet.
$50. Let's keep going. Barbie.
2 words again. Let's go with doll.
Yes, $75. All right, we got to give Mike $100. Can we make it happen?
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Ryder, what comes to mind when I say sharp?
Knife.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Mike, on a scale of 1 to 10, how frustrated are you?
I'm not. You know what? This is my last time playing, guys. I'm retiring.
You're retired. You picked up $100, Mike. Thanks for playing.
Thank you very much, guys.
I can't believe we were one off. What was the one that? Oh, it was math.
Yeah, and I had numbers or school. Like those were my 2 for sure.
This is what's so fun about this game is you never know. So we'd love to hear from you. Would you have won $1,000 with Mike's words? $1,000 with Ryder's words? Not even close to $1,000?
The Ryder and Lisa Podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
Play 107.